I'm at this space in my life where I am no longer going to lower my standards. I'm no longer going to feel that what I need in my life is too much. I'm no longer going to lower my expectations on myself and those around me for the benefit of friendships and relationships. I'm at a space that I will no longer accept the bare minimum. You see, I may talk about healing, I may talk about empowerment, I may talk about what it's like to truly be a survivor and going through survival mode and triggers, etc. But all of these pieces of me are me. All these pieces are me. Are there still things that I'm working out in my life that potentially are toxic traits? 100%, but I'm working through them. That's what life lessons are for. That's why situations that arise, come up, is to teach you something, to put you into a space where you're learning something about your life, about your routine, about your lifestyle. I'm no longer going to just take the bare minimum. I deserve way more than that. Such an empowering thing to say out loud. I hope you can get there too. And the reason I've gotten to this space for myself is I started writing down just a week ago, literally a week ago, why I am remarkable. And I'm learning that those that only want to see the bare minimum of me will always see the bare minimum of me and will not see how remarkable I am. And for those who only want to see the person and individual I used to be, will no longer or be able to see the person I am presently. Because the person I used to be, a lot of those people don't have access to me. You know, I'm in a space in my life that I'm genuinely okay that I spend most nights alone. I'm genuinely okay that my home is just for me. I'm genuinely okay that I'm rising above the ashes for the millionth time, and I'm doing so in the right way this time. I'm putting me first. I'm in a season where being selfish is exactly where I need to be. You know, for years I have put relationships, boyfriends, and situations before me. I've put in characters of myself that people liked about me as that character before me. I've put so much ahead of me. It has distracted me not only from my purpose and my vision, but it's distracted me from the individual I am on the inside. And you know, for the first time, I really felt like me when I was able to speak up and speak out about being a survivor of trafficking and what that really was like in the modeling industry. And I was very much okay speaking up on the fact that, yes, I was addicted to sex. Yes, these negative and toxic things happened to me. Yes, I was abused. Yes, to this day, I cannot feel the actual feeling of rope, like real rope around my wrist, or even touch it without being triggered. There are parts of me that look damaged from the outside, from people's perspective, that don't understand that everything that is me is of me in the most strong, most empowering way that I have ever been. I'm not weak, and I'm not for the weak. I am brave, and I keep getting right back up. And that is a superpower. To get right back up every single time, that is a superpower. To still be open and accept love when it can come in, that is a superpower. You know, it wasn't until recently that I have fully taken myself out of this sexual power that it's almost empowering, because right now, in this TMI vulnerable moment, I don't have a sex drive right now. And believe it or not, that's the most empowering thing that's ever happened to me in a very long time. I'm happy about it. Because you know what that's telling me? That has been part of my power for so long, and has been an identifying factor of who I am and my character for so long. And I have released that. I have let go of it. And I'm now in this another power where I'm not thinking of those toxic behaviors by any means. I'm thinking for myself. I'm wanting to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. I'm wanting to get up at 7 a.m. with dawn and see the beautiful light of day and start the day. I'm wanting to sit in front of my computer and build a business and build an empire for myself right now. I'm releasing toxic traits. I'm releasing toxic people. I am pushing people away that no longer serve me. I'm setting up strong boundaries. I'm even releasing still toxic traits that I'm still very much working on. One in particular is I'm very much an emotionally impulsive individual. It is very easy for me to react on emotion than it is to react on logic. But that, honey, that comes from surviving. That comes from surviving and never having the capacity to learn my emotions in my 20s because I had to be emotionless for so long. When you sleep with different men all the time, the reality of my life back then, it's easy to have a superpower to disassociate yourself, to just completely take yourself, be numb about the situation. When I first learned about emotion again, I was pregnant. That's when I started having emotions again, those hormones and being emotional. It was like, oh, wow, what is this? Being a mother taught me to be emotional. I've always been a compassionate individual and I've always shown passion, but being emotional is really never something that has struck a chord with me. I have to an extent be emotional, but a lot of times I'm considered a cold-hearted bitch. I'm considered heartless. I'm considered someone who only thinks for themselves. But a lot of those reckless behaviors is a lot to do with surviving. And I finally feel like I'm in my power. And no one's going to take it from me. If I want to take a vacation, I'm going to go do it. No one's going to judge me. No one's going to make me feel guilty. No one's going to make me feel like I don't deserve it. Because you know what? I fucking do deserve it. Do you know the last time I took a vacation? Like a genuine fucking vacation? Years. I deserve it. No one's going to make me feel bad when I want to take a road trip to see girlfriends in another town. No one's going to make me feel bad because I'm putting me first. Have I burned bridges along the way? 100%. Have I burned bridges because of my breakups? 100%. Do people in this small town see me differently than who I walked into this town being? 100%. But everything that's happened in the last 2 years has been beneficial for my own healing. And I'm not sorry for that. Every twist, turn, obstacle, mistake I have made has brought me to the individual I am on today, March 1st, and I'm so fucking proud of what the fuck I am. It's taken me a long time to be able to look myself in the mirror and be like, fuck yeah, you got this. Because I'm no longer in a space that I'm going to chase. I will no longer chase. I will attract. What belongs to me will simply find me. And that is the space I'm in. That is the capacity of my mind and my soul right now. As for once, I'm listening to my own heart. I'm going to follow my heart for what I need to do to succeed. I'm going to make the sacrifices needed for me to succeed, not anybody else. I'm going to keep myself in a routine where I go to bed at 9 o'clock every night and I wake up at dawn. I'm going to keep myself in a routine that on the weekends, I'm working on my book. I'm working on other things that are going to help me thrive. I'm at a place in my life that my capacity is only meant for those who really want to see my superpower shine. I'm at a space in my life that I'm genuinely at a place of fuck it. You want to think of me in a negative way. You want to think of the trials and obstacles and person and maneuvers I've made in the last 2 years and put that as my title of who I am, go right the fuck ahead. Because the most beautiful thing about evolving, the most beautiful thing about changing, the most beautiful thing about your choices, the most beautiful thing about taking a chance is that's ever changing and ever evolving into the person you are growing to be. And that person could be different from 5 days ago. That person could be different from a night ago. That person can be different from 6 fucking months ago. But if you are in that mindset and space that you're going to continue to grow, and every obstacle, every lesson, every breakup that comes your way are truly universal lessons in your growth, in your empowerment, in your self-healing, girl, you're going to shine. You're going to shine. And I've been in this space now for a while that all of my YouTube videos have some type of vulnerability, have emotions wearing on my sleeve, have a space where I'm talking about real deal shit that's going on in my life. And you know what? I'm very fucking happy about that. I don't care if I only had 13 followers or 13,000. My voice does matter. What I do matters. Empowering other women matters. Being able to look another woman in their eyes and say, you know what, you are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are powerful. Don't anyone dim your light. Being able to look at women when they're at work and really see them in their zone, in their element, and then later being able to pull them aside and say, hey, I recognized you. I saw what you did. You're an empath. I saw what you did for that customer. Wow. That was so kind, so selfless. Having another woman tell you that, put another woman's value ahead of yours is a fucking superpower. Because guess what? We are the most catty, petty, manipulative people out there. We are. But if I can make that difference of breaking stigmas, of breaking stereotypes, of breaking this idea that every fucking survivor is a fucking victim and every woman out there is out there for themselves, then I'm doing something right. Because it's no longer about we're out there for ourselves. It's we're out there to empower each other. To be the best that we can possibly be. To be the best voice we can be. Whether it's in the small room where we're happy just bartending and being in our space, or if it's sitting in a law firm and you are fighting against the fucking law every fucking day. It doesn't matter your fucking title. It doesn't matter your fucking value. You are still valuable. You are still valuable. No matter what you choose to do with your life. Your value is most important. And it is my time, and it is my choice, and it is my change, and it is my power to recognize that for every woman. To be that voice. To help you recognize your own power. To recognize your own value. So that you too can look yourself in the mirror every day and be like, you know, I'm a motherfucking badass. Fuck yeah. I love it when I speak that I'm spiritual and then people recognize that I also cuss. It's hilarious to me how many people are like, how can you be spiritual and cuss all the time? Well, guess what? Guess what? My throat chakra is not blocked, honey, so I can cuss all the fuck I want. I communicate in ways that are a little bit more vulnerable than others because I'm okay with my emotions now. I want to be emotional. I want to show you my vulnerability. I want to tell you when my weeks are hard and my weeks are great. I want to express to you my life lessons. I want to express to you where I am pivoting and evolving. I want to express to you exactly who the fuck I am. So helping you to find who the fuck you are. That's important to me. That's the importance to me. And so moving on from this point forward, you best believe that my vulnerability is going to continue to be on my sleeve, and I'm going to help you get through whatever the fuck you need to get through to get to the place where you are in your best space, in your element, in your value. Because it's taking me, my daughter's going to be 6 this year, and I'm still learning. But I tell you what, something I've said from day one, my daughter is the reason I am here today. My daughter is truly the reason I started my healing. My daughter is the reason I put down the gun and I said, you know what? There is more to life than leaving it right now. Has it been a hard one? 100%. Have I had extreme mental breakdowns? 100%. Will they continue? Probably. Because we're all human. And yes, we all have triggers. We all have fucking triggers. And if you don't think you have triggers, honey, you are not only naive, but you are blocking your emotions so much to an extreme. I bet you don't even understand who the fuck you really are. I value my triggers. Do you know why? Because my triggers are also part of my boundaries. Sure, there are some TV shows that I get triggered if there is a scene of rape or too much blood or being tied up, 100%. And I absolutely can't stand it when I'm in a room and I say, hey, I need to walk out of the room for a minute because what's happening on the TV is just a little bit too much for me. And someone out of the blue will be like, but it's just TV. You know what? You're right. It is just TV. But my mental health is really important to me, so I'm keeping up my boundaries and I'm recognizing where my triggers still lie. And for me to move forward into a healthy way, I'm utilizing my triggers as part of my boundaries, and I'm going to continue to be the best version of myself by pushing myself into those uncomfortable spaces where I'm being vulnerable with you, that I'm walking away from a situation. I'm walking away from the room. I'm going to take a deep breath for a moment, and then I'm going to come back because I value myself. I value myself. I value who I am. I value my boundaries. I value the trials and traumas I have been through. I have forgiven my trials and traumas I've been through. And I recognize and have value behind my journey of how far I have fucking come. Do you know how easy it would have been if I didn't even tell? Do you know how easy it would have been if I knew when I was pregnant I could have just went and got a miscarriage? Because I could have. I could have gone through the pregnancy and given her up for adoption. There's other avenues and fates I could have taken so I could still stay in my toxic behavior. So I could still stay in a place that I knew was comfortable. So I could still play the characters that I've been playing for so fucking long. But there was a little voice in my head that said, no, this is your change. This is your time. This is your new beginning. There's some life lessons along the way, and some of them are going to be really tough. And some are really going to poke at you and push you past your comfort zone. But girlfriend, get up. Get up. Girlfriend, get up. I'm in a space now where my value is more important than lowering myself to a standard for someone else. I'm at a space that you cannot guilt me into the decisions I decide to make because they don't follow through or please you and what you need. I'm no longer in a space where I'm going to be kissing the ground I'm walking on. I'm only going to be kissing up to the sky and thanking the universe every fucking day for the life I have and the purpose I will be living and the push I have for myself to thrive. And you will get there too. I believe in you. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's the truth. If I can do it, you can do it. It can start today. It can start with your first affirmation. And the hardest affirmation is that first one. Because the first one is, I am enough. I am enough. Your first affirmation to start your journey is, I am enough. Because that is the longest affirmation. It takes the longest to believe your affirmation. To believe that affirmation. To be able to look yourself in the eye and be like, I am enough. I am worthy. And as you go through your healing, as you go through your spiritual awakening, as you go through this life where you're learning your values, your boundaries, your triggers, your forgiveness, your traumas, your mental health, the I am enough is going to come back and haunt you many times over. Because it's going to push you. It's going to test you. It's going to push you to make sure that you know that you are enough. That you really believe it. I'm at a space in my life where the universe has control. I'm at a space in my life where the universe has control. God has control, and I'm just living. But what I can do in my living is to keep my boundaries, keep my routine, keep my lifestyle, keep pushing forward in my growth, keep pushing forward in my healing, because the healing is the destination, sweetheart. There is no end to a healing. There's always going to be something coming up that you're like, oh, crap. I need to learn from that too. Oh, crap. I need to learn from that too. Oh, shit. I didn't know that was coming my way. There's always something. But I hope in every trial, every error, every walk through hell, every time you've hit rock bottom, you can look back and say, okay, universe, what did I need to learn? What did I need to learn to keep moving forward? What did I need to learn to continue to evolve? What did I need to do to be the best version of me? I hope you consider every trial, every obstacle, every trauma as a way to not only bring strength within you, but bring you lessons that evolve you. Evolvement is hard, and not everyone's going to be on the ride with you. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose relationships. You're going to lose a routine. You're going to even potentially lose a whole lifestyle. But I promise you, the more you work on yourself, the more you put yourself first, the more you put those values on yourself first, the more benefits are out there. The more truth is coming out, the more your soul tribe is going to blossom, the more you are going to be more in your truth than you have ever been in your entire life, and you don't even know what to do with it, to be honest. I still don't. I'm still figuring it out. But in the meantime, I'm no longer going to allow anyone to devalue me, because my value is a lot of worth. My value is most important. You can no longer tell me I'm invaluable. You can no longer tell me that I'm not enough. You can no longer tell me that I am a devil, a villain, a manipulator, a sex addict, a victim. You can no longer tell me that I'm using my powers as a survivor, as a way to be a victim, to be successful the rest of my life. You can no longer tell me that being a victim isn't always going to bring me success. Because guess the fuck what? I am not a fucking victim. That's in your mind. That's what you see in me. No. I am more powerful than that. I am helping other women. I am in my truth. I'm going to help other women walk their right path. I'm going to help other women rise from the ashes. I'm going to help other women who identify as survivors and recognize in themselves that they have a fucking superpower. And they are worthy. And they are enough. I'm no longer giving a space where you can poke at me and point fingers at me of, how dare you? Look at all your bad choices. Yeah, look at all my bad choices. Can we talk about that? Yeah, sure. We can talk about any of those bad choices. Those are from my past. If you want to talk, you can talk to me in my present self. For the person I am, the person I'm becoming, the strength that I am, the entrepreneur that I am, the woman leader that I am. If you want to talk about those bad choices, let's go ahead. Let's sit down and talk about them. Let's talk about how I've healed from those. Let's talk about breaking toxic traits of myself. Let's talk about the boundaries I put up since then. Let's talk about that healing. Let's do it. Maybe something of my own experience can help you in your journey. It's so important. I love you guys. We're going to continue to move forward together. We're going to continue to grow and thrive and be the best version of ourselves. That's exactly what the fuck we're going to be doing right here. And I'm so looking forward to this with you. We'll have good weeks and we'll have bad weeks. But we are becoming our best version of self. You should be damn proud about that. Absolutely damn proud. Have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you soon.